Hello and welcome to today's special edition of #WeLiveYes, which is a project brought to you by the Arthritis Foundation. The #WeLiveYes is a project that allows patients like me a place to go for information, resources, but most of all, a platform to share our stories and challenges during the pandemic of COVID-19. My name is Torres, and I'm 47 years old, and I have been battling rheumatoid arthritis since the age of 18. As a matter of fact, the diagnosis that was given to me was severe class 3 rheumatoid arthritis. And what class 3 means is that I was basically bedridden, and bedridden I was. From the age of 18 to 33 years old, I was completely dependent upon my family. I am still dependent on my family for simple things like getting out of the bed, getting into the shower, drying myself off, getting dressed, walking. All of those things, the simple daily tasks, preparing meals, and at times when it got so bad, when the elbow and the hands were so swollen, my family even had to feed me because I could not feed myself. And when I think about that, I think about the impact that it's had on my family. It definitely increases levels of stress within the family unit, levels of anxiety, levels and feelings of hopelessness, and even depression. Everyone in our family is affected, and everyone plays a vital role to my everyday lifestyle, ensuring my safety and ensuring that I still have a reason to live. One of our greatest strengths is our faith, for without it, I do not know how I would be able to continue to overcome the challenges of living with rheumatoid arthritis. Professionally, I'm a school counselor. And as a school counselor, I was thinking, what is a school counselor and what is the role that we take? As a school counselor, I have worked with high school level, but also currently I am working with the elementary level. So when it made me stop and think, these are the things that I see a school counselor is and what a school counselor does. We are the counselor, we are the collaborator, we are the consultant, we are the event coordinators, we are the leaders, agents of change. We are the leaders, but most of all, we are the advocates. We are the voice for the voiceless. And these are all skills that I have used throughout my volunteerism with the Arthritis Foundation. My advocacy began back when I was first diagnosed. I became a leader for the Arthritis Foundation in that I would hold and run the support groups for Young at Heart, which was a support group for patients that were 40 and under living with rheumatoid arthritis. I was also blessed to be not a school counselor, but a camp counselor at Camp Esperanza. And what is Camp Esperanza, you say? It is a camp of hope. Hope for children who live with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. I was also chosen to be a guest speaker at a holiday event where I spoke and shared my story to sponsors of the foundation and physicians. That was quite the honor. I was also blessed to be able to organize to where some of my high school students were able to walk on my behalf, and they participated in several arthritis walks. We were able to, I personally was able to raise money while we all as a team raised awareness of rheumatoid arthritis. And one of the things that I continue to do is I continue to advocate both on all three of them, the community level and the state level, but also the federal level. When it comes to bills, legislation, I am definitely one that has contributed to that as an advocate, and I will continue to. And I'm super excited because I have just received notification and confirmation that I've been accepted to the ambassador's briefing on April 15th. And I know that during this time I'm very blessed because I am covered both on my own insurance, but I'm also covered on my husband's. That is not the case for many people living with rheumatoid arthritis. Some are so sick and are not able to get insurance. I'm covered under my employer, as is my husband. But there are many patients that live with rheumatoid arthritis that don't have any insurance at all. And that is a problem, which only strengthens my passion to move forward and move up in my advocacy efforts with the Arthritis Foundation. Some of the things that I'm going to be talking about tonight are difficulty affording medications, having access to my doctors, and am I having trouble having access to my medications or treatments? Well, let's first begin with difficulty affording treatments. I go to cryotherapy, which is a proven therapy through lab work that I have charted out through my SED rates. As you see this chart, here it began when I first started, and when I was not going to cryotherapy, my SED rates were all the way up to 80. When I started going, it went all the way down and was consistent in the 40s. An average is 0 to 22 is where you want your SED rates. As you see, there was a time where I wasn't able to pay for my services for cryotherapy, and we see that drop. Oh, this was the success of it, but when I didn't go, we see that my SED rates spiked. And then I finally went back because I had enough and I had to figure it out. And then my SED rates, with the help of cryotherapy and the new treatment of Rinvoq, went down to 6. But even with this proof that cryotherapy does work, it is not covered by insurance, and it continues to be an out-of-pocket expense. Another therapy that is hard to access is aquatherapy, which also has proven to be successful. It controlled my pain levels if I had access to it even just once a week. Twice was preferable, but even once a week proved to be beneficial for my pain. I did not have to take pain pills. It controlled that, and it also helped me to be able to exercise, because if I exercise regular here on land, I tend to flare up. But the water stopped that from happening, and I was able to keep my joints in motion. But yet, another therapy that is not covered by insurance. It is only covered if something is broken. So you have to be broken to have access to it. It can't be used for pain control. They'd rather prescribe you drugs. And it can't be used for mobility. You have to be broken. Another reason to advocate. And did I have trouble finding a doctor? No, I did not, because there was only one, which is another problem. One rheumatologist for a large population coming from both Riverside and San Bernardino County. This means when that rheumatologist goes on vacation or leave, we are left to suffer until she gets back, which leads into my story, because this is exactly what I have been going through during COVID-19. You see, I was doing so good and my SED rates were at a 6. This just happened right here, and I'm holding it upside down, but I'm going to turn it right. God help me. Do you see what rheumatoid does? So here we are. I have SED rates at 6. So she said, you know what? Things are going good. The treatment's working. Your SED rates are down. But I know it was a mixture of cryotherapy as well. And she said, let's go down our steroids from 10 milligrams that you've been on for 29 years and take it down to 5. I said, okay, the first 4 days were great. But by day 5, I was in a total flare-up. As we see, that joint is so swollen, and there's even now some kind of red marking on it, and it goes all the way to the back. That's nice and shiny because it is very swollen and painful and is attacking that joint that is already destroyed. And because on day 5 when I called, only to find out she would be on leave for 2 weeks, which meant I would have to wait. But wait, I have a backup plan. I have a medical team that put this together should that happen, because it was a consistent problem that the orthopedic department would be able to help me. Because understand, when a joint needs to be directly injected, only a specialist can do it. You can't get it at urgent care, emergency room, nothing. It has to be that specialist. But by the time I got that information to the orthopedic department, we were ordered on quarantine. I received a phone call saying they would not only not treat me and give me the injection I needed, but they canceled my surgery, which is the reverse shoulder replacement for the left shoulder. Because we know that shoulder is already deteriorated, is beyond bone on bone. It is now growing into the arm, leaving me and leaving the surgeons with nothing to work for it. The danger of this is if we do not get this done in time, there is a possibility that it will become inoperable and I will lose my arm forever. So the situation is very serious during COVID-19, and I understand. I'm sure COVID patients have been there. COVID-19 patients have been in the orthopedic department, and they don't want us there because they understand that our immune systems are suppressed, which means if we get the coronavirus, we will not be able to fight it off. I had to accept that, but I keep fighting, and I begged my rheumatologist to give me that because I believe I can make it through this whole pandemic if I just get that shot, because the only reason why this got so bad was because I went down as directed by my doctor down on my prednisone. So I don't have the tools at home here to help myself, and I'm still waiting for an answer. But you see, this is a problem for many of us. We don't have access. I am very involved in different rheumatoid communities, and many of us, some of us are even facing shortages of our medications, Plaquenil being the number one because it is being used to treat COVID-19 patients. This is the condition that we are left in, not only without proper medication, but no access to medical care. And that is what brings me here today. And the other thing is I've had trouble getting this treatment and the surgery, and so here I am left on my own. I have I don't know what you want to call it, where I've adjusted my own medications to try to get myself out of the flare, but I cannot continue it because it does mean I am increasing my own steroids at home, but I cannot continue being on those high levels of steroids for this entire time during quarantine and whenever they will see me to treat me. So I'm left in the unknown. It brings a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, but I cannot stay in self-pity. I must fight, and through that, I choose to advocate. And today, I have become an ambassador, and I'm excited that I have been accepted to the advocacy briefing on April 15th. And other opportunities that are available, I am ready for all of them and any of them. You asked which ones we were interested in. I am giving them to you in order of from the highest to the lowest, but I am willing to do all of them. The first one is advocacy through media interviews. Absolutely. Writing a blog. Absolutely. But I think I should probably do a vlog because I have trouble writing as I live with deformities, not only the swelling and the flare-up, but these are my everyday challenges. My foot has now flared up because this flare-up is slowly trickling down, and it will continue to go throughout my body, and it could, if left untreated, I will be bedridden within about 2 weeks. So I am wobbling a little bit because it is now in my foot as well, and a little bit in my hand. So I think a vlog would be a better choice for me, but I'm definitely willing to do it. Or am I willing to write an article for a newspaper? Absolutely. Am I willing to meet with policymakers? You bet. Am I willing to engage in social media? Yes, absolutely. And lastly, am I willing to send a letter to policymakers? Check, already done. So this is my story, and this is my battle. I live in pain constantly, and I am fearful of what's to come because I do not know what's to come. And I've been left in this condition without access to medical help. And right now, I am living on a prayer, a lot of faith, and getting my mind off of it by getting up and becoming an advocate for the 23 million of people that live with rheumatoid arthritis worldwide. Thank you to the Arthritis Foundation and the hashtag #WeLiveYesProject for letting me share my story.